Hi guys, I'm KB Kwan from Taste of Asian Food. Today, I would like to introduce to you a traditional Hakka dish called fried pork belly, 南乳炸肉. It involves some special ingredients, among all, the fermented bean curd and Chinese 5-spice powder. These are the two main ingredients to marinate the meat. It is a popular dish because of its simplicity and unique savory taste. And it also involves only 2 steps: marinate the pork and then deep fry it until crispy. So let's get into the details right in. What is the best kind of pork to prepare this dish? It is pork belly, because it has a relatively high amount of fat and it remains juicy after exposed to high heat. And of course you can use other cuts such as collar butts or pork loin, but it will be slightly drier comparing to pork belly. Pork belly is sold with skin on, so you have to remove the skin. Put it on a chopping board and use a sharp knife starting from one corner of the pork and move the knife horizontally, slide open up the cut. Then hold the free part of the skin and pull away from the meat to create some tension. And slide the knife along with a force applied to the opposite direction of your first hand, gliding the knife along the skin to cut it apart from the meat. Once you have removed the skin, you have the choice to cut the pork into small pieces or large slab. If you cut it into small pieces as in this recipe, the pork will become crispier after deep frying as the surface coated with the cornstarch is larger. If you cut it into large chunks, then you can cut it into slices to reveal the internal while serving. Either way, transfer them into a large mixing bowl after cutting. Now let's marinate the pork. And the first ingredient is the fermented bean curd. And there are 2 types of fermented bean curd. The red one is called 南乳, and the yellow light brown one is called 腐乳. The color is different. So the red type has a tinge of sweetness in addition to the saltiness, while the yellow type is more savory. You can of course use either one if you prefer. And you will expect the color of the fried pork will become slightly darker if you only use the red one. And so I use an equal portion of both so that I will make it not too dark and it will be golden. Fermented bean curd is a common item among Chinese, and you should be able to get it in most of the Asian grocery store if you are not living in Asia. Next, garlic and ginger. You can either mince it finely, add to the pork, or you can add a tablespoon of water to the chopped garlic and ginger and squeeze the juice. You also need some Shaoxing wine and some oyster sauce. If you don't want to use oyster sauce, you can substitute it with half the amount of the oyster sauce with some light soy sauce plus some sugar. The next one, Chinese 5-spice powder. It is a combination of star anise, fennel, peppercorn, cinnamon, and cloves. It is quite a standard mix of spice for Chinese cooking. You also need some sugar and some ground white pepper. Since the fermented bean curd is in a semi-solid state, it is hard to mix well with the pork pieces. My method is to mash it with a fork, then dilute it with wine and oyster sauce, combine with the remainder of the ingredients to form a thick paste before massaging it into the meat. For the best result, it is best to marinate it overnight, or at least for half a day. So I'm going to put it into the fridge right now. And that's all for today, and I'll see you tomorrow. Welcome back. I've marinated the meat for a night, and now I remove the marinated pork from the refrigerator. And I'm going to wait for the pork to back to room temperature to avoid the inside being raw while the outside has turned golden if I deep fry it straight away. Before I deep fry the pork, I coated it with some cornstarch. Traditionally, we use a mix of tapioca starch and rye flour for this purpose, but I find that cornstarch alone is equally good and yield a crispy exterior. You can use a pair of chopsticks to roll the meat pieces in cornstarch. It is better to use the chopstick instead with your hand because the cornstarch will mix with the marinade and it will become quite sticky and messy. Rest the meat for 5 minutes before you start to deep fry it. It allows the moisture from the meat and the marinade to absorb the cornstarch so that the cornstarch will firmly adhere to the meat when you deep fry and will not drop off into the oil. The pork is crispier if you deep fry it twice. So I will deep fry it 2 times. The first time, I heat up the oil to about 150 degrees Celsius or 300 degrees Fahrenheit. You can use a kitchen thermometer to check it, or you just dip a pair of wooden chopsticks into the oil. What happens is there will be a streams of bubbles rising around the chopstick slowly, and that's the right temperature. Place the pork in the oil to deep fry for about 3 minutes, then flip over and continue to deep fry for another 3 minutes. The exact duration depends on the size of the pork and also the actual temperature of the oil. Therefore, it may be vary from the duration as I mentioned in this recipe. And the best way to decide when to remove it from the oil is to look at the color. Deep fry it only until it is slightly golden, as we are going to deep fry it for the second round over high heat to grease up the pork. Let the pork cool for about 10 minutes and then heat the oil up to 200 degrees Celsius or about 390 degrees Fahrenheit. If you put a chopstick into the oil, you will then see a streams of bubbles and this time rising up vigorously around it. It only takes about 1 minute for the second round of deep frying, and keep watching closely as the color will turn quickly at a high temperature. So once the color has turned golden, remove the pork pieces immediately and drain them on a paper towel or a colander. This Hakka style deep fried pork is best to serve with some vegetables and steamed rice. So I blanch some bok choy and serve it and also act as a garnish. It is so crispy that when you take a bite, you will hear the crackling sound. And I can assure you that it will still remain crispy for at least half an hour. That's all for today, and I've included the recipe in the description down below the video. After you have tried it, please leave a comment to let me know the result. And if you like this video, please hit the subscribe button, tap the notification bell, and give me a like. And don't forget to share it on your Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. I'll see you again in some other similar videos in future very soon, and thanks for watching.